This is the Viltrox 28mm f4.5 lens for Fujifilm, also known as the chip lens. Viltrox was kind enough to send me the lens for free so I could try it out, but this review is just my honest opinion of what I truly think about the lens. And if you want to purchase the lens for yourself, there's an affiliate link down below in the description. Now, my first impression about the design is, I like it. I'm actually a fan of Pancake lenses. I have a dozen Pancake lenses at various focal lengths, and this Viltrox 28mm is thinner than any other Pancake lens I own. One thing that I will point out is that there's no filter threads, so you can't screw on filters or put on a lens cap. However, Viltrox has added this retro slider, so you do have a built-in lens cover to protect the glass. I'm going to guess that they did this to help slim down the lens and really keep it as compact as possible. And honestly, I think it's kind of cool looking. It actually reminds me of some of my vintage point and shoot cameras that I have in my collection. Now, with the lens being so thin, I want to point out that you should be careful with it when laying it down. As you can see, the back element becomes exposed slightly, so if you were to lay it down on a hard surface, you could potentially scratch the glass. So make sure that you're careful with it when taking it off and laying it down. And while we're looking at the back side, you can see that Viltrox has also added a port on the back for future firmware updates. So there is potential to update this lens in the future. Okay, so how good are the images you can take with this lens? Image quality in the center is what I would call acceptably sharp. And if you look to the corners, it does get a little softer, but not enough to concern me for the type of photography that I think this lens is really suited for. And in my opinion, that would be street photography, travel photography, and anytime I want to go out with only one camera, one lens, and just have fun making images without bringing tons of gear. Just going out with a camera and having fun. That's the kind of photography that I personally see myself continuing to use this lens for. So another design feature that I find interesting is Viltrox has added this mask to the front optic, so it gives you an 8-point sun star. If you like that type of effect, then you'll like that small addition to the lens. Now keep in mind that on a Fuji body with a 1.5 crop factor, this lens is equal to a focal length of 42mm. Also, it is fixed at f4.5, so this is not a lens that's going to give you a super shallow depth of field, and that's perfectly fine. For a fun walk around lens, I think it performs great and gives an acceptable amount of blur to backgrounds when composed properly, especially when you consider this lens was released for only $99. This is an extremely affordable lens, and for that price, I really have no complaints whatsoever. I think Viltrox did a great job designing this lens. I highly recommend checking it out, and I personally plan on continuing to use this lens for my photography in the future. So if you plan on purchasing this lens for yourself, I'd appreciate it if you use the link in the description because it helps out the channel. And if you'd like to see me make more videos on this lens, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.